I have a severe shopping addiction. Let's talk about it and clean up my room. What's up, guys? Another day, another video, and as you can see by my different intro, we are trying something new out today, calling it Rant and Clean for now with me. I have a severe shopping addiction, and I was like, let's talk about that. I had the idea today. This is coming out tomorrow, so I really have to get this on the roll. But yeah, we're gonna be ranting about my shopping addiction, overconsumption, capitalism, and all that jazz. I'm a theater kid. But yeah, if you want to hear more about that, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok, which is @what's in Leo's Closet. Follow my business. It's @Leo's Closet Y2K on Instagram and Depop. Let's just get into it because my shopping addiction is severe. I literally have notes about this because I have so many theories, because I feel like everyone's an overconsumer nowadays. So we have to talk about it. But okay, let's start easy with impulse shopping. I put on the mic, so hopefully that helps. But we're just gonna start off on my floor, which is looking horrendous as I rant. But okay, impulse shopping. Impulse shopping is crazy, and it is such a bad habit that I have. It is actually so bad because I have such horrible impulse control. And I also feel that social media only amplifies this because of the turnaround rate for new products and stuff, if you get what I mean. It is so much easier to impulse shop in the modern day compared to honestly 20 years ago, 10 years ago even, because everything is just at our fingertips. So we see something, we like it, we click on it, and you buy it, which is so bad. You can buy everything from your phone, and that is so bad, especially if you're an impulse shopper like me, because you can see an ad on social media and you'll click it and it'll be oh, this cool, but you don't really think about your purchases anymore because overconsumption, because you're well, everyone else is doing this, so I want to do it too. Girl, get a grip. Stop impulse shopping. Products are launched by the hour, and we see social media ads all the time, which quite literally only adds to everything. And I think it's because of my ADHD. I have super bad impulse control because of it. And it is not good at all. Social media and the internet makes it way too easy for you to just buy something. Bro, did I need this the other day? Did I need this the other day? No. And it's one click of a button, because you have your card saved on your phone, you have it in your Apple Wallet, so your card number is already saved on your devices, and it is so easy to just click and purchase. And I think it's why we all there's so much overconsumption happening right now. It's because we can just click and purchase so easily now. But this is only one piece of the puzzle. Social media, UGC content, and influencers play a major role into shopping addictions, and mine. I very much can admit that I definitely have a shopping addiction. I'm definitely an overconsumer and a hoarder. I can accept that. I'm self-aware, okay? I'm very, very self-aware about that. Because you see your favorite influencers on social media promoting something, and you're oh, I want to be like them. And I'm very easily influenced, and I feel a lot of other people are too, because if my favorite influencer is showing something off, I'm going to 100% want it, because my favorite influencer has it and I want to be like them. And things for example, PR hauls and stuff, creators get a lot of product, and that also plays into overconsumption as an issue in the modern day, because you see them getting a bunch of stuff, you see them promoting a bunch of stuff, and you're oh, I want that too. I want that lifestyle. I want to be purchasing and purchasing and purchasing. So for example, one of my favorite creators is Paloma, and if I see that Paloma has something, or she's using something, or she recommends something, I want it. like, I'm able to admit that. Like, I will 100% like want what she's like promoting or saying is good. Because at the end of the day, a lot of us also want to be like our favorite like influencers. So we buy the products. We buy the products, which is not good. I don't need this much stuff. And then we also have like the other issue of like UGC content, because sometimes you won't even notice something is an ad, because like that's how I feel like about a lot of like UGC content. And like, I understand it's like a marketing tactic and everything, but there's always a product being pushed into your face in like the modern day. Like, I can't go an hour without seeing a product being pushed into my face. And I feel like there's just such like a short turnaround time nowadays for like new products being released. Like, the YSL blushes were in like literally like a month ago, and we're gonna move on to something soon because of like all the scandals and everything. But also like the Rhode Pocket blushes were super trendy. Everyone had them, but now it's kind of died down. There is always something new happening in social media regarding a new product. And if like you get such a fear or like a sense of FOMO if you don't have it, and I get horrendously bad FOMO because I always feel like if I don't have it, then I'm like missing out. And like that fear of FOMO and like missing out is such a prevalent issue in like today's day, because like no one ever wants to miss out, and social media makes it easier for FOMO to happen and want to have everything, because everything is always on social media. Like, and if you see it and you missed it, you're gonna be like, what? Like, I missed that, and you are going to like hate yourself for it. And no one wants to miss out. Like, people, like, I hate missing out. You probably hate missing out. And FOMO is just like one piece of the puzzle, because again, everything is on social media. So you constantly want to be keeping up with trends. Again, like that's how trends work. Like, something's trendy, you want it. Like, that's kind of like their purpose. Like, and I think we're in such late stage capitalism that like a lot of this is very like inevitable. You know what I mean? Like, half of us, like, I feel like shopping is kind of like a coping mechanism to like the world, in the sense that like I'm Canadian and I know I will never be able to like afford a home. So like, what can I put my money towards? Shopping, clothes, makeup. And like, yeah, like that sucks. And I'm like, well, because you're like, well, what am I going to put this money to? Or at least this is how I think, if I'm not ever going to be able to afford a home. Like, homes in Canada on average are like reaching upward to like $1 million for like what? A 2-bedroom, 1 bath? No! And like, it's not even with like just like clothes, makeup, knickknacks and stuff. It's also like with food. Food prices are astonishingly high here in Canada. And like, I love like spending my money on food because it's quick, convenient, and like, I know that's bad. I know that's like horrible. I'm like trying to get into like cooking more, because like I spend so much money on like fast food. It's like, that's like not healthy and not sustainable as well. Like, shopping and spending my money is like instant gratification. Like, I spend my money right now, I feel good right now. And instant gratification is such like a, I don't know what the word is, but it's like, it feels so good. Again, it's an addiction. Like, I quite literally, like, I have a shopping addiction. I can acknowledge that. And the instant gratification of like purchasing something from Sephora, purchasing something from like my favorite small businesses, like, although I am supporting small businesses, I quite literally am still shopping and still like spending my money when I could be using it towards like something else. And like, I very much recognize that I should be putting my money towards something else, because like, girl, stop spending so much money. It's so bad. Because I'll take a look at my credit card statements every month and I literally get like super like jump scared, because girl, why on earth are you actually like spending this much? And like, I get that it's unhealthy, but again, like, the instant gratification of shopping is like a very, very real thing, because like, it's something that makes you feel good in the moment. Like, oh yay, I got a new thing. I got a new makeup product that I can play around with. Don't know what this is. I bought this and I don't know what this is. Do you see what I mean? Like, it is so like bad because like number one, like I am quite literally only hurting myself, and I guess that's how addictions work, obviously. Like, could I be addicted to something much worse? 1000%. Like, I don't do drugs like that. I don't really drink like that. Like, I think it's a very good thing that I don't have something worse. But like, it is just so bad. I spend my money on so much and then wonder why I'm broke. I wonder why I'm broke. And it's like, this just like isn't like very healthy. And in the world that we live in such late stage capitalism, it is so hard. Temu finds, like, that's crazy. Like, Temu is crazy. I also got a rose the other day that I don't know what to do with, but they gave it to me. Sorry, I was talking about Temu. Like Temu is such like a crazy like thing. Temu and Shein are such late stage capitalism, and like I'm glad that I don't spend my money on them, but like I definitely give people who are on it a little bit of a weird side eye because some of these Temu finds, like, y'all are Temu victims. Cause it's crazy. Like, some of the stuff on there, I'm like, we really don't need that. But like, again, like, who am I to say how you spend your money? Like, that ain't my business. Until it is. Because we should not be spending this much money. Patrick Taub brush that. I have brushes. Did I need this? Like, I feel like the world is just such a crazy place right now because we're like turning over like so many new items, but the quality of items has gone like severely down. Because it's not like, oh, I'm spending 60 bucks on a pair of jeans nowadays, when like the pair of jeans themselves are probably not as good quality as they were in like the early 2000s. And I think like that's why a lot of us need to like buy a lot more, not need, but feel the need to buy a lot more, because quality nowadays just isn't it. Like, the quality of items now compared to like back in the day is a crazy line for me. I am only 20. Is actually like a little bit insane because they just don't make items like they used to. Like, before, you would go out and buy a pair of jeans like every now and then because denim was a lot better before. Like, my vintage denim is like my favorite denim that I own. I hate like new denim. It just sucks. It just sucks and constantly makes me feel like I need to like buy a new pair of jeans because like these like Blue Notes jeans just suck and are like already like getting those like little balls in between your thighs and all that. Like, girl, no, like, you're done. Also, this is my cup filled with tags of like clothing that I've bought. Why is there so many? This is so shopping, like, overconsumption core. Like, that is like crazy that I have like a cup filled with tags of stuff that I've bought. Girl, why? Literally, why? Like, I don't need this much stuff. And I'm definitely like trying to like cut down, but like it is like really, really hard because, again, instant gratification is so real. I buy something and I feel so happy. And the way I'm kind of like trying to combat this is by being a little bit like more meaningful with my purchases. So like, for example, like right now I have a lot of items in like my cart from like P. Louise because I really want to buy stuff from her, right? Online. But I've had that stuff in my cart for a couple of days and it's like really like waiting and seeing like, do I really need this? Like, Leo, no, you really don't need this. But kind of just like letting that stuff like sit in my cart before I actually buy some things, because like honestly, like, my shopping addiction and my issues with like overconsumption are quite literally like leading me into like financial debt, which like that is like not healthy. That is not good. We should not be doing that. Like, we should not be consuming to the point of debt. And like that is like quite literally like my own fault, and it's definitely like my impulse shopping and stuff that like has led me to this spot. And now it's like not like crazy bad, but like, girl, I need to pay off that credit card bill, and I don't have like money like that to be paying my credit card bill off for the amount of stuff that I'd be buying. And also things like Klara and Afterpay also make this like a lot easier. You know, I don't use Klara or Afterpay purely because I know that would make my like shopping issues so much worse. Quite literally, like, I would not be able to like return from like how bad it would be. And like, I'm glad that I at least like know myself well enough, because like, girl, like, Clara and Afterpay are dangerous for so many people because you're like, buy now, pay later. No, if you don't have the money for something, this goes to like my credit card and me, like you should not be buying it. If you don't have the money for it, you should not be buying it. Point blank, period. Also, this stuff is not clothes for me, it's clothes for my shop. I'm having a market this weekend, so if you are in Toronto, definitely come check me out. I'm gonna have a bunch of cool vintage clothing, also some more like recent pieces, like, or like cute like modern stuff as well that like I've thrifted or people have gave me. Also, you know what else contributes to like shopping addiction is things like sales and thinking that you're getting a deal on something. That actually like gets me like all the time because like, for example, I don't have the money now, but like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so expensive in like 6 months. It's on sale right now. Girl, be more thoughtful. Like, just because like sales, honestly, like the concept of like a sale really like gets people, you know what I mean? Because it's like, oh, if I don't get in on this deal right now, like I'm missing out. I'm gonna be like missing like money. Like I could be saving so much in the future. Like, babe, just buy it when you have the money, honestly. Like, for example, like Black Friday is like coming up, right? I'm staying off social media for like the Black Friday stuff because like I know I'm gonna want to buy something and I know that is gonna lead to no good. And things like sales are very influential into like overconsumption and like just like buying more than like you should. Buying more than like your means. Wow, intellectual. Because for example, you see something right now, ooh, it's 50% off. In like 3 months, it's not going to be 50% off. So technically, I'm like losing out on money if I don't buy it now. And things like girl math, oh my gosh. I'm such like a girl math type of girl, right? Because I'm like, oh yeah, like girl math, right? Yeah, trends like that do a lot more harm than they do good because it just leads us to justifying our poor financial decisions, which nobody, and I mean like nobody, should be doing. Like, we should not be justifying each other's like bad, poor choices, like in consuming something. Like, no, do not do that. Also, I'm gonna be selling like a couple of Levi's jeans this weekend, so definitely come by. This is definitely like very counterintuitive and very like capitalist of me, but like definitely do come check me out, support me, because I'm trying to price my prices affordably. And I do have a lot of like vintage jeans that I'll be selling, so I told you that's that good denim, so go check me out. Yeah, like things like hauls also like influence us like so much on like YouTube especially. Honestly, I think like YouTube is what like started like my overconsumption core type stuff, because I remember being like on YouTube as like a youngin, like wanting everything these like giant big YouTubers had. And also, honestly, like capitalism is 100% going to be like one of our biggest downfalls as like a society, because I don't know, like late stage capitalism is coming for literally all of us. All of us! Because it is so bad. We all be consuming so much. Everything is going to landfills. Let's think about the planet. Because no, my carbon footprint is probably like actually like kind of insane. No, I'm keeping this one. Like it is probably like very insane. Also, I feel like an easy way that like I at least justify my shopping addiction is that I support like so many small businesses. So I'm like, oh, I'm just like paying their rent. You know what I mean? And I feel like that is like actually like such like a bad mindset to have, because girl, no, like that is so bad for you to think, because like it's unhealthy, and then it leads me to like justify my purchases a lot more. Like it leads me to justify so much more just because I'm supporting a small business when I am still consuming. And also like buying a small thing here or two, like a knick-knack or two, also contributes. Like, because I buy a knick-knack or two, I have my shelf of Sonny Angels, which like, girl, that is so overconsumption core. Like, that is way too overconsumption. Because again, like, just because you're supporting a small business does not mean you are like still not like over consuming and have like a shopping addiction. And like, the thing is, I love to shop. I love to have new things. I like vintage stuff. And I think, like, is it better than shopping like fast fashion? 100%. But that still does not mean that you are not consuming and are still not like, you know, do you guys get what I'm putting down? I don't know. I'm like tired. But just because like I'm doing this doesn't mean that it's like good for me or for like the earth, the literal earth. And also, I feel like if you grew up in poverty or grew up without a lot of money, it definitely impacts the way you shop as an adult. Because now that I have my own money, I constantly am like, oh, like, I can finally buy this, I can finally buy that, I can finally buy what I want. And I had like my first job at like 15 or 16. I was working at Jollibee. Like, now you have your own money, so now you can do what you want. And my parents have, and like probably still have, I don't speak to my family, but extremely bad like shopping habits as well. Like, they have money, they don't have money because they've spent it on something. And that's definitely where my consumption issue stems from, because I always saw like my family like never had money because my mom was always spending her money on something. May it be the bills, or getting her nails done, or clothes. Like, my mom was always buying something, and is also like raising my little brother to like, my little brother has like everything he wants, which is like super bad, and that's how you get spoiled children. But that is not my business. That is not my son. Your environment, you are a product of your environment at the end of the day, and I'm such a big believer in that, because I very much am a product of my environment, and I'm trying to kind of like stop the like intergenerational like issues, because like it is not healthy. My family's like shopping habits and bad financial decisions are definitely the way I am now. That's what I saw growing up, and that's kind of what I've like deemed to be like normal, when like that in fact is not normal. And when you go from not having money to finally making your own money, you're like, oh, I can finally buy everything I want, I can finally go out with my friends, I can finally do this, I can finally do that. And you do it, but then you forget that you also need to be saving money, because we can't also be living in poverty like our family. Like, they left for a reason. I don't know how many people know this. Like, I mention it like here and there, but I am like Latina. So like, I don't know, I just grew up like in an odd family dynamic. So like I didn't grow up with my dad, because my dad was deported. And it definitely put like a weird like strain on like my family, and like they all definitely have their issues because my dad was deported and everything. And it's just such like a generational issue. Like, my overconsumption stems from my mom and my grandma seeing how my family acted like all the time. It's definitely like a generational issue, and it like just continues to trickle down until you as the individual decide you want to like stop the cycle. And like, now I'm at the point in my life where I'm like, I need to stop the cycle. I need to stop the cycle, because this is a vicious cycle. Shopping is so bad. Not like only for the environment, but for my wallet, bro. Think about the wallet. Anyways, I'm tired of ranting, and I'm tired of cleaning up. I barely cleaned up. I don't know how much I did, but I did stuff, so at least the room is a bit tidier than how we started. That's always good. But that's gonna be the end of it from me. I love you guys so much. This is gonna be a super duper unedited video, because I want it to be a conversation. If you too are a shopping addict, overconsumer, and a hoarder, let me know, so I feel like I'm not alone. I love you guys so much. Sorry if it's long. Peace. Gang, gang, gang.